Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You received minutes of our prior meeting. What are your wishes? Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Nay? Motion carried. Jeff?
On the agenda, I have the contract with Kevin and Burns to do our bridge inspections for 2025. There's 115 structures at which they're going to inspect at $242.50 per bridge. Comes out about $27,887.50. In addition to that, they'll do as needed load rating computations at $150 each, like if we have oversized permits. And then update level A and or B scour evaluations.
So-
as needed.
I assume that's an increase over last year.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, the feds have changed. Changed it all the way from one piece of paper document that they have to report to a 4-page document.
Ah, more labor intensive.
Highly,
Okay,
so,
all right,
And this is off year too.
yeah.
okay. Wonderful. Okay. Is there a motion to authorize the chairperson to sign the Grundy County Bridge Inspection and Rating Program document for 2025? Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion or questions of Jeff or Gary? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
We have our pub trailer out for quote. We're gonna be getting 2 new pub trailers, hopefully next spring. We have moved away from hauling our winter sand to stockpiling rock again. And over the weekend, or what was it, yesterday, they did most of our sand slurry on the pavement. So they put down in Conrad and north of there. They had a little issue during their paving process, so they're sealing that all up. And then next week we'll have for you guys' approval of 2 new employees. And hopefully one new or one part-time person to fill in for a vacancy.
Did you have a good number of applicants?
We had 11 applicants.
That's better than it has been sometimes,
Very good.
but it was 2 positions. Well,
Yeah.
2 plus, yeah.
2 positions, yeah.
Mhm.
So pretty excited with the candidates that did submit and pretty happy with the ones we did get an interview, and it was a tough decision, but
Mhm. Good. It's good to hear. All right, anything else of Jeff and or Gary? Okay, is Nick out there? We're a little early. Brenda's here. If you don't mind, because we're running about 7 minutes early for Nick.
Which piece you want?
Okay, so we'll deal with your county treasurer's October 31st investment report, which we just acknowledged receipt of. Is there a motion to that effect? Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions of Brenda or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. All right, approve county treasurer's amended annual report.
And I'll explain why it's amended.
Okay.
This was kind of a strange one. I had gotten a email from the state auditor last week, and he says, why is your beginning balance of fiscal year 24, so July 1st of 23, different than June 30th of 23 ending balance? I don't know. And he said that the general fund and the road fund were off the same amount. So I did some research, and what I found out is back in October of 2022, so 2 years ago, Rhonda had done a transfer from the general fund to the road fund like she does every month. but there was also a secondary one sitting in limbo. So in our Tyler program, there was another one sitting there that had never been done. So January of this year, so a year and a half later, Rhonda's gone, but that is sitting in limbo. Somehow that got updated and it should have never been done. It should have been deleted. So that changed our fiscal year 23 balance, ending balance, which is our beginning of fiscal year 24 balance.
Were they accepting of that explanation?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thanks for doing that
Yep.
research.
So then Angie did the correction. She reversed that transaction that should have never been done.
Mhm.
And the auditor said that I could go ahead and send you the adjusted, the corrected annual report for fiscal year 24. He said I did not have to republish.
Okay,
Tyler was more than what it should have been.
Yeah.
Say,
Yeah.
Cause my end was not coming out
It
right,
wasn't?
not for our report
So
either.
it was 70,189.
The exact number.
So you knew.
I didn't know why.
Now you do. So it's been fixed.
Fantastic.
Yay. Yeah,
Okay.
yep, yeah, and I didn't, it was done in January, so when I went to do my reports in July and August, I had no idea that it was off. I didn't look at my beginning balances, I guess I should have.
well, that was sort of easy.
Yes, yeah, so that's been fixed and
Okay, what else you got for us?
not much. So the investment report, one of the, I don't know if you see, one of the CDs in the landfill closure, matured last week. So it's a whole % less this year than last year. So start seeing the effects of that a little bit.
Hmm.
Otherwise, everything's good.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We need to approve.
Yeah, we'll approve the county treasurer's amended annual report. If someone would make that motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. All right, thank you. Nick?
I don't know if you guys, we're moving forward with the CAT grant, so it's going quicker than we thought. So I assume you guys got the resolution.
Mhm.
I don't know, Heidi, if you got anywhere with what you were investigating. Maybe it says
Looked into it
it's
some, and I
40.
have a few questions I need to run by Erica also on some
Okay.
things, but, as of right now, I think the amount that we'd wanna put in there is a minimum of 50,000, and then there will be more. We'll, should know, I'm gonna go over the figures with Alan closer, just to make sure that we're coming in right.
It'd be just
So-
nice if we could at least put a number in this, if you guys are okay with that, too.
So if we could put, if it's okay, that would be, like, I would be safe
Right.
with that number, and I'm quite sure it would be more than that, but
Did you get anywhere with the stuff I sent you about the contracting?
just a little bit, I just had a little time to look into
Right.
it, so.
So, yeah, that's, I forget the matter, but, yeah, I would just
Yeah.
come in here today just to hopefully get this resolution signed, the CAT grant. And we had talked about the ARPA funds, using that, and that, I talked to Kyle with Intercog, and that will work.
Okay.
And I'll take more, but,
Mhm.
you never hear that, do you? Right, but, so we're moving forward. I met with the city of Rhinebeck. They're contributing to the project, and the city of Morrison is to making resolutions, so we have community support for the project. So hopefully we can get this done in the next few weeks, get it submitted to CAT grant and get the ball rolling. I have meetings with DOT and Intercog and Lucas with CGA. I think tomorrow. We want to make this project so it's done by 2026, so we can utilize all our money, so we're trying to get all of our ducks in a row. The DOT wants us to have all funds in hand before they'll release it to final design. We're trying to, let them know that funds will be in hand, so we need to get this ball rolling. Because we don't want to turn back money. That's a pretty big issue to us, so.
Okay,
And then also I had a letter of support. It's the same thing that we did for the State Trails grant. supporting the project, if we could get both those, so I can submit those with the grant.
So is there someone that would be willing to introduce resolution number 17, 2024/25?
I'll move that.
Okay, is there a second?
Second,
Any other questions or discussion? Which-
So do you know what the DOT's cost for the final design will be?
Well, that's through CGA is who will pay that to.
Clap Saddle Garber,
Yeah, the engineering firm. DOT just has
out of
to
Marshalltown.
allow it to happen. They don't want to waste time and effort on a project that they're not gonna maybe won't be done. So final design was estimated at 65,000. We paid $5,000 for the preliminary stuff, so there's another 60,000 that will be due. But that's part of that 1.1 that's in there.
Okay, so you know,
It's not on top of that.
all right, good.
and
And
then
actually, it's actually 50,000 less, because the surveying, the plat work was paid for already from the Heritage Foundation, so that's off of the 1.126. So, there's nothing more than that so far.
and then that would be a good cut, like,
Yes.
to use these funds.
And
for
then
the
we can
ARPA funds
contract
to
it too.
make sure that we have it.
Right, and we
used
can
up.
have an actual contract with that too, so.
Okay.
It's just knowing what they need in it, you know, but I know CGA, so Marshall County Director called me in a panic because they have a lot larger amount for ARPA. And they're saying they needed a contracted, signed contract by the end of this year, is what they had been told from their auditor or whatever, but,
That's not what I read.
and I don't read it that way.
No, I don't see it that way either. I haven't heard that.
So
but
CGA is doing the same work for them, so CGA they know how to do the contracting part
Okay.
too, so if we need to,
So if we do, we'd be
Right.
safe for that. Okay.
right, but. So that's how I heard about it, she sent it to me, so.
And this is a good project, just as far as with ARPA funds, we wanna make sure we use every cent we
Right.
were given. And so this we can leave kind of open-ended and
Right.
we'll be able to
Right,
push that into that
Yeah.
and still use it within the time frame that
Right.
we have to, so
yeah, I really appreciate that.
Good.
it works well.
You bet. Any other questions? Alan, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, Mark,
Yes.
Vic,
Yes.
Lucas,
Yes.
Heidi,
Yes.
and Barb.
Yes. Okay, and so we have a letter of support that has been drafted. Is there a motion to authorize me to sign that letter of support on behalf of Grundy County?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Department matters. What you got for us?
Campgrounds are still open with a mild November,
That's gotta be a record.
yeah, the camping's diminished, but I mean, most people winterize their campers. We have one person in RV from California that, is still staying, they paid by the day, so they say they're gonna be leaving, but they seem new to the whole camping thing, and they're not used to Iowa winters, so I don't know. We might have to run them when we move on, we'll see, but, and there's another long-term that's been camping through the summer that's still camping there. Wolf Creek, we're tempted to maybe close that one down. We'll run it through this weekend. We're advertised through November 15th is what we're open, so we'll run it through this weekend and then reassess. The Grundy County Lake at Dyke, the bathrooms have heat to them, so it's a little easier to keep open where I don't wanna be Saturday night and all of a sudden it's colder and we're in trouble down Wolf Creek, so we'll see how it works down
So
there.
you've got, your revenue at Wolf Creek has got to have
Yeah,
increased
it's been great.
since you made the improvements.
Big time.
That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah, it's been
Well,
a
it's-
huge addition.
It's such a beautiful setting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now people just want more and more. They're like, can we do full hookup? Can we do this? And like, be thankful for what you got.
We're working on a trail.
Yes.
Can only do so much at the same time,
Right.
so.
Kelly, our new secretary, is working out great. That's been a good addition. She's doing a great job. So it's always nice when you fill a role with somebody that fits. And
Mhm.
that's the way it's been so far. She's doing some training this week on the museum side of it. She's really passionate about that, which is a huge addition for the department. So, actually, office will be closed Thursday, because she's at training, we're at training somewhere else. So, I'll put that on social media and sign the door. I guess, I don't know if you guys have heard, the EHD outbreak for the deer herd has been unbelievable in Grundy County. We get lots of calls pretty much daily with deer, sick deer, dead deer.
So that's different from
Yeah, it's
chronic wasting disease.
episodic hemorrhagic disease. It comes from no-see-ums.
Can you spell that? No.
I feel like I pronounce it, and I'm sure I didn't pronounce it right, but, we had it last week, Wolf Preserve, just on the east edge of town, sick deer that we had to dispatch that a hiker came across. just laying there, and just trembling,
Oh.
shallow breath. And the lady was rubbing its back to comfort it. Like, it's still a wild animal and you're actually making it worse because it doesn't want you around. But, so we dispatched that one. Every Wednesday, the state's been coming to get samples from us. We've been submitting samples every Wednesday. And we're not sampling for EHD anymore because they know it's everywhere.
Hmm.
If I put a number on it, I'd say we've lost 25% of our deer herd.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, if you're in any wooded area, I guarantee you'll find a dead deer. Mostly by the water. It's been dry and we didn't get a killing frost. I don't think we really had one yet. And, so it's only transferred by the bite of an OCM. It's not transferred deer to deer. There's no risk for human consumption, but the state is still advising don't eat a sick deer. You know, if you know it's sick, it's not worth it. They can survive it. If they do survive it, they develop an immunity to it. It is not passed on to its offspring, though, the immunity. They say if you do harvest a deer that's got exceptionally long toenails, that's a sign that it survived it.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
So if you know anybody that hunts and they happen to harvest one of them, you shot one that had immunity to something that's trying to kill it. But I've never seen it this bad this far north. With every one of our parks, we found one or two multiples dead deer.
Wow. It's
Mother
unfortunate.
nature usually takes care of itself, but this is not an easy way to do it. So it's hemorrhagic disease, so the organs hemorrhage. That draws them to water because they have excessive thirst plus high fever. I know Jeff has found someone his. It's Hardin County, Pine Lake. People that walk Pine Lake find them around outside. So it's kind of blue tongue and cattle, same type of thing. But, so something new every year, it seems like.
Wow. Okay,
Otherwise, it's all I had.
okay. Any other questions?
For sure active.
Yeah, they're in love right now.
Holy cow.
Yep. They're love, that's for sure. So a lot of our testing come from roadkill deer too. And I don't know, like Highway 20, last year we could go get 3 or 4. You don't even get, the roadkills are down. I mean, that shows that the deer numbers are down too.
All right, get out there.
Yeah, raccoons still,
Still ready to get them.
yeah, we had a lot of distemper with raccoons in Rhinebeck this past year, which is also a sign of overpopulation. But trapping is just not a popular activity right now, and that's one way that raccoons are managed. I know there was a big trapping competition this past weekend through Ducks Unlimited. It's a point system, so all nest raiders, they were trying to get the excitement behind it. I know Ben Dieters, the tannery guy in Wolfsburg, was going after it. It's 2-day trapping season, or trapping competition. Just going after nest raiders. So hopefully more of that stuff gets excitement behind it and get that back going again and control the population.
Cool.
So I had,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay, we need to approve the annual urban renewal report for fiscal year that we passed around. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Updates on various boards and committee meetings?
I had, the first judicial district meeting Friday, and Denise that came here to visit with you, was very appreciative of her opportunity and enjoyed the meeting. From a year-end financial standpoint, last year they ended with a carryover of $811, so they were really happy that they, were able to control the budget that close. The budget for this coming year, they project a $42,000 carryover. And that is because of some new negotiations with the federal people, getting a little more reimbursement. They've been involved in a study that began in 2021, looking at how many requirements were for the people to get probation on that. And originally they had 13, and the study they had down to 7. And some of the some of the things that they eliminated were addressed other places such as, driver's license, car insurance. And so with the reduction down to 7, they did not see any effect on the public security. There was no effect. They have since then, they now have 11. So, they're still in the process of studying how many requirements are for gradations. But, it looks like a lot of them were duplicates to other, to the DOT requirements or other things like that. That's the highlights of it.
Thank you. Anybody else? Got anything, Heidi? I attended the Grundy County Public Health meeting this morning. Katie, chime in if I don't, I'm not as inclusive as I should be. Nick is willing to take Julie Johnson's spot on the board. She's done with her term, and so that will be coming to the Board of Supervisors to approve him as an addition to the Board of Health, with some of the things he deals with, in particular that he talked about this morning, chronic wasting disease and CWD. He does activities that relate to the health and wellness of the people in the county, so he's a good addition. Carrie Sager gave her annual report, and she plugged 4 wells. She had 35 wells that she tested, which is numbers down a little bit from prior. She's finding that arsenic and manganese are very common in the wells, and she's issued 3 well permits, 36 septic permits, and 1's today, and 3 systems are going in. And she also has to function when there's a time of transfer of property. She's been involved in some rural house demolitions, and she still hasn't heard anything on the appeal regarding lawn. But on the 15th of November, he is able to apply to get his license back. And so he has to take a class and recertify and have a bond in place. They are working on the job description for Carrie's position. And we were continuously told that for one person to have driver's license, zoning and sanitation is an unreasonably large load. And they actually are saying they could do driver's license every day and be busy. And so that's going to be coming down the pike, if not when Carrie retires in roughly 7 years or sooner. They haven't found any other county in the state where that exact combination exists of people wearing 3 hats. Let's see, they did receive 6 Sharps containers in the last couple of months, and so for the 3rd time this year, since the fall of 22, they've disposed of the large containers. Anything I should be adding, Katie, that was relevant?
Keep an eye on loss of paper.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you say she's involved in a rural house?
Yeah, there's a house in the country that I don't know if some health concerns, but having it demolished.
Demo, she had to be a part of that process.
Yeah. And I assume that just because of health and safety concerns about the house, but
That's for the specifics.
yeah. And then I did get an email from Darren Batterson of Wapello County wanting to know about our experience with Bitcoin operators. And so I responded back, and then he said, well, what about solar and wind? And I said, well, just call me sometime and we'll talk. But I said, better to, get a hold of Carrie Sager, because she's the one that has dealt with, both of those things from a zoning perspective. I just gave him some of the highlights on what had happened here with with our one Bitcoin operation and the fact that a couple others have been attempted but not approved, so that's all I've got. Anything else to come before us this
So
morning?
canvassing tomorrow.
At 9 a.m. Yeah. Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you all for coming.